So,
Well, not a literal thing. I'm talking about life.
just in case anybody's seeing us, we will be starting in 1 second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm Ray. Matt is back here with me. Matt had a couple of things going on with a family emergency. Socrates is also here, and Tommy Simbazo is currently joining the room as well. And we are being joined by our very special guests, of course, Team Skeet and MYLF asked us to come out and do this. Reagan Foxx and Leana Lovings are joining us right here on the show. How are you ladies doing? Of course, Reagan, I heard you guys are getting like some storms down your way. How's that working out?
Yeah, I've lost my power twice today already. So hopefully it's like coming and going. So right now it's clear. So we'll see. But it's monsoon time. So it's expected.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Of course, you ladies have a couple of scenes coming out. Of course, Reagan, we're going to start with yours. And that's How We Fuck in the Shadows. How
nice.
What is the background of that? And what exactly, for anybody that watches it, what can they expect from How We Fuck in the Shadows?
It's based off of a series, and I actually don't even know how we something in the shadows. It's a vampire thing on.
Right, that's right. Okay, I think I know what I never saw it.
You guys, hold on. Everybody, shut the fuck up. You've never seen What We Do in the. It's amazing. It's so good. Hi, I'm Tommy. It's so good. If you ever have time to watch something, oh god, it's so good. I mean, it's better than the movies that it's based off of. But yeah, What We Do in the Shadows, where vampires are just immortal idiots. It's a really okay. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's good though. No, nice to see you. No, I wish that they had told me that was what I was walking into when we started shooting that scene, because I had not seen that at all. So I would have been able to be a little bit more sarcastic in the role and that type of thing. But
did you play? Is your dog okay?
Yeah.
See, your dog's upset that you haven't seen What We Do.
Yes.
Did you play Nadia?
I did. Yes.
And you had no frame of reference for
I didn't. I was just Katie Morgan was
This is what's wrong with porn industry these days. I can't believe the characters anymore.
Yeah. But thankfully Katie Morgan was on set as well. So
okay.
She had seen the show, and so she was able to kind of say, just stand there and be super sarcastic and just kind of, be completely oblivious and dumb.
Was there a male character, Laszlo?
Did
he talk like Matt Berry?
No.
New York City. You didn't do it. Oh God, I would love that. I would come so hard to that.
Tommy's already coming just thinking about it. Yeah.
This whole thing, you need to reshoot everything. I'm the new director. We're gonna binge it and then reshoot it.
Oh my gosh.
And then, of course, in both
I'm a pornfectionist.
Pornfectionist.
What's a porn?
I think I've heard of
a perfectionist, but for porn.
And of course, Joshua Lewis was in both of those scenes. Shout out to Josh. He was on our show. I think we kind of corroded his brain a little bit by some of the things we subjected him to. But so with the movie, so pretty much, isn't there a part where you guys consider it like Vampires Thanksgiving or something like that? And like, how exactly do you guys get to that? Do you lure people in? Or I know Josh Lewis is, I think, the neighbor. Like, how all does that work out?
Well, that first scene, Lucky Fate, who is my son, and that's why we did that mom swap. We move in to California and just happened to be at their front door when Joshua and Katie Morgan opened the door.
Nice.
And there we were. And they invited us in, and then we swapped.
And like, it's funny because when I hear the title of the show, like I literally think of way back in the day, like you're in a dark alley and Jack the Ripper's just sitting there waiting, and he's like, and like just kind of lures you in. He's like, come on, we're gonna fuck over here in the shadows. And the next thing you know, he has a homemade shank that just goes in. Like I would so easily become a victim.
Are you speaking from
Like,
experience?
no, like I would so easily become a victim. Like let's say if Reagan or Leanna was like, hey, come here, and they're in the shadows, and it's like, come home with me, I would so easily end up hacked up like a Dahmer victim, because I would just so easily go with someone.
That's the risk.
Man, look, I have mushrooms. Let's go. I'd be like, all right, come on, let's go. And then the next thing you know, my head's in the freezer. Like,
do that.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch some movies and do shrooms.
Mhm.
And then Leanna, of course, you have the summoning. So how exactly does that go? Like, if for anybody that comes over that, and the trailer is wild. Like, of course, you see a news article,
absolutely.
you see all kinds of things going on, and then towards the end, you see Josh Lewis wearing a devil mask. Like, what can they expect from the summoning?
Alrighty. The Summoning is a 4-part series, and it's based off of a variety of different horror films. I think that it's definitely taken inspiration from The Conjuring in some sense. And what you can expect, oh my gosh, there's just so much. It's really trying to summon who I thought was my stepfather from the dead, actually through my stepbrother. And in reality, I'm actually summoning Satan and get possessed by a book in the process. And then, I have to, of course, fuck my step family to complete the summoning spell.
It's just Satan. What else do you need?
Now,
wild.
Now, with that, like,
sold.
Socrates, like, I'm there. I'm
watching.
Yeah. And with that, if and this for everybody here, if you guys could summon anything, like if you could literally just sit there and be like Doctor Strange and create one of the little circles, and something comes out of it, and you could summon anything,
Would you summon a gear that actually works?
Yes, I would summon fucking shit that works, because I tried to do a whole new look tonight and then it stopped working before fucking we started. But no, Reagan, if you could summon anything, anybody, anything, like for an army or something like that, what would you summon?
I don't know. Oh my God, I have no idea. Next person.
Very odd question.
Tommy, what about you?
Oh, I know. A soft crab sandwich from Belly Busters in Ocean City.
That's pretty good. I'll give you that.
Leanna, what about you? If you could summon anything, and it could be like a virtual army for you, what would it be?
Honestly, if I could summon anything, I think that I would absolutely still go in lines with what happened here in the movie. I'd probably summon a sex demon, let's be honest.
Nice.
Oh, wait, I didn't know sex demons were on the table. I chose a sandwich.
A soft crab sandwich and a sex demon.
Oh no.
I
think she just got summoned away.
Somebody just summoned me, Leanna.
Activated safe driving mode. That was wild. Okay.
If I could summon anything, I think I would literally I would want like an army of little people. Like just like from different eras. Like you get like Vern Troyer, you get like all the Oompa Loompas, you get just all kinds of different varieties of little people that you could summon at any time. Like shit starts to go south at a bar, you just snap your fingers, and then the next thing you know, you have like 100 little people just behind you, armed, ready to just fucking go to that.
Wait, they're armed? Okay, that's different. They all show them they all have guns.
You know what's really funny? When I was younger, I had a dream, and I told people that my life goal was to become the world's best babysitter so that I could get as many kids as possible, dress them up in little Ewok outfits, and I would have my own little Ewok army of children.
You know what I would do? I would have
summon
that,
they all just be like, wub nub.
have you ever guys Labyrinth? Like the older one, not the newer one.
Yes.
What's
David Bowie.
That dog, like he's like an army veteran, he's got the patch on and shit.
Oh,
You know what
Oh yeah. He's the dog that rides the other dog, the big
Yes.
fluff dog.
Dude, I would summon like
he's the dog that rides the other dog.
Don't worry, I'll save you. Like stuff like that.
Well, that's what I would summon.
You know,
Just a bunch of them. That'd be badass.
I would summon a soft crab sandwich and a sex demon.
Wait, soft
There we
crab
go.
sandwich, a sex demon with a soft crab sandwich.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And then they can feed it to you.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd eat first.
I'm just gonna have tartar sauce.
And with these two, Reagan, with your scene, was there anything in the filming that you improvised yourself, like anything that you could think of right offhand? Like, is there anything that you said or like anything that just went on to where you just kind of were like, okay, this might be more interesting if I do it this way?
In a lot of my scenes, I do that. I'm always throwing something in that maybe the talent and I have spoken about before, but this one was pretty, we needed to stay pretty on script, and I had to stay in that role of being kind of aloof and yeah. So no, I didn't do much in this one, but I will tell you though, let's go back to Josh. He's so funny. When I went back and looked at the trailer that they put out of this scene, they missed a lot of his stuff. I mean, he cracked us up. It was really hard not to laugh while he was filming.
Yeah, he's definitely a fun guy. Like we scarred his mind. What the hell was that show? Brand New Cherry Flavor on Netflix. There's a scene.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's a scene in that. And spoiler, if anybody, it's been out for a while, so if anybody hasn't seen it, I'm sorry, this is a spoiler. But there's a scene in that movie where this chick has like a side vagina.
She has a rib vagina.
Yeah, she has like a rib vagina, and this guy just like fists her like rib vagina, and we were like, hey, Josh, you want to see something weird? So we watched it live, and he was like, what the fuck? While we were watching, and like literally, like the dude's like elbow deep in this shit. Like,
between the ribs?
Well, see, but that's the thing though. He didn't do that. He like fisted her. Like I would have loved to have watched that side vagina, but he literally was like elbow. So and also like a little bit before that, the chick also
broke her family.
Oh,
that would hurt.
Oh. And not long before that, the chick like birthed a kitten. Like she literally like birthed it. Like you watch her birth.
Yeah, she keeps birthing kittens.
Yeah, and it's like what?
Yeah, wait, is it like a kitten human or just a
strange?
It's like a
it's a strange. She makes a deal with this voodoo woman, and she starts birthing kittens. And then when she tells her, "Hey, I don't want to birth any more kittens," she was like, "All right." So then she starts puking up kittens.
Oh my god, that sounds like one wild fever dream.
Yeah,
it's a pretty wild show.
And of course, we're right here on YouTube Live. Everybody's commenting in the room. Everybody's saying, someone said Leana is the queen of succubus. In the room. So make sure if you have any questions, shoot them our way. We'll feel free to ask the ladies while they're here. And let's get into it. Reagan, what porn injuries have you had throughout your career? Is there anything that stands out that you had porn injury wise?
Do you know the answer to this question, or
yes, we like to know. You know,
I don't.
Do you know?
What?
Oh
Like,
God,
for
I
real?
don't know.
Oh no, we did not.
Yeah.
What happened?
I broke my ankle 3 weeks ago on set. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Did you knew that then? Yeah, or was that?
No. Honestly, we ask that to every porn guest we have. We ask that too.
So someone didn't wipe up the lube off the floor.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
Were you filming a remake of Gleaming the Cube and like Gleaming the Lube, and you rolled it in a rollerblading incident? That's my guess.
No. We were doing something really, really original. We were doing where I hired a trainer and he was teaching me, and I end up seducing the trainer. Super new, brand new to the scene.
That scene out yet?
Yeah. Well, we were filming. It was the second take, and I was running in place, and I flipped off I just wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention to the trainer in front of me, and I flipped off, and I heard it pop. They went back and replayed it, and they said they would never watch it again, but it was like a UFC leg snap.
And then you go back and the scene comes out and they just left it just there.
Yeah, they leave it in.
Oh my
like
God.
when that guy dies in Ben-Hur, they left it in.
Well, we never even got to shoot the rest of the scene, so we just had to stop.
Oh.
They duct taped my foot, and I was bringing home this puppy, and I was on a plane 2 hours later, and with this puppy and a duct tape, I had to ask them at TSA if they let me through with the duct tape on my ankle.
Man, the duct
Oh
tape.
my
that's like a
God.
pro wrestling
That's a
thing.
sabu,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
like totally a pro wrestling. You know how many times we got busted open or something went
Right.
wrong? We're like, let's just duct tape it. Or hey, here's some
I mean-
super glue. I know you need probably like 12 staples, but here, just super glue that shit closed.
Hey,
I'm like,
I
all right.
honestly, like, I'm not trying to put my personal business out there, but
You're trying to put your
I-
personal business.
I headbutt a chick one time when we were doing it and like busted her open.
Gave her
And
CTE.
I mean,
Did she keep
cleaned-
going? Was she
Yeah.
a champ about it? She was like
Yeah.
this, or was she past? You headbutt her, she was knocked out. You're like,
Oh,
I'm just gonna finish
No,
up.
she- all right. Disclaimer. She was still conscious.
But did you duct tape her nose?
No, we just kept going, and then she just after we're done, she cleaned herself up. I mean, why not, right?
Part of me was
You're not Samoan. You'd have killed her. Samoans have hard heads. for the rest of them.
part of me was
I've been
hoping that
headbutted by 5 Samoans.
part of me was hoping that they were doing an Unbreakable porn parody, like the movie when the
Oh my God.
Unbreakable Hyman.
Yeah,
That would be the name.
yeah, just right in the scene, just shatter. Like,
Oh my God.
and Leanna, what about you? What kind of porn injuries have you had?
Oh gosh.
She's like, oh, let me tell you which ones I haven't had.
I was really trying to think about it.
I'm
I
looking at your
haven't
Twitter. You
actually-
had to have had pink eye at some point, right?
Oh my God. You know what? I haven't had an injury on set that I can actually say I've gotten, surprisingly, but
Knock on wood.
I did get a porn related injury, I think. And I could say I have a kidney stone. I had a kidney stone recently. And I think it was just from all of the stress of making sure that I was getting everything done. I finished filming the Team Skeet feature. And then a couple weeks later, I get into the hospital for a kidney stone. So that's one that I'll say.
Wait, did you have it while you were doing the Team Skeet feature?
Oh goodness. I probably did and I never even noticed it.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, if you would have noticed like that, I wouldn't imagine.
No, I didn't notice it then. Goodness.
Do you drink a lot of water? Big water drinker?
Yeah. I actually almost exclusively drink water, which is what I wasn't understanding.
And, is there anything that while you guys have been shooting any of the scenes that you do, is there anything that stands out to you that where you sit there and you think back and you're like, man, that was a wild moment? Like, is there anything that like jumps out that was kind of crazy, or you were like, is this happening right now? Like, what exactly is going on right now?
Oh gosh, you know what? When we were filming The Summoning, I had a couple moments like that.
Really?
I know that when I was working with Joshua Lewis, there's a scene where he's having a dream about me. And so I crawl up onto the bed and they gave me these super long black like nail caps to make my nails look all sharp. And I had this big long black flowing cape and I'm I have this crown that we later found out was made out of zip ties. And I'm just like, hi, Joshy. I'm all possessed and I'm licking his face. I was like, what is this? It was so wonderfully spontaneous, but at the same time, I was almost in the back seat of my mind going, what am I doing? It looks absolutely great, though.
And Reagan, what about you? Is there anything that like you could think of that just completely went fucking south? Like while you were aside from, of course, breaking your ankle, but is there anything that you can kind of think of that you're like, is this really fucking happening right now? Like, I mean, should I just put my clothes on and just go home? Like, I don't know what's happening.
Oh, that's what you meant. Sorry.
That's crazy. Yeah.
The only other thing that I can think of, and this was years ago, I was riding one of those scooters and I fell off those scooters. And
The electric ones?
Yeah, I cracked some ribs, and I had, I was off work for 3 or 4 months or so forth. And I thought I was okay. But then when I went back to work, I had this instance and, and I'm being flipped around and so forth. And I'm literally in the scene going, is this happening right now? I can't even function. I can't even move. I was not functioning. And this guy lifted me up like this and sat me down, and my back went this way and his dick went about that way. And I thought, oh my gosh, lift me up, lift me up. It was the closest ever been to something that would have been awful. But that's one of those moments.
Sounded like a great time.
Yeah.
All the days work.
Thanks every which way on that.
And we actually we have a question from some of the people right here in the stream. And someone asked a question for Reagan. What piercings do you have? And that's from Paul Fox.
Paul, I still have my belly button piercing. I just I didn't wear it this last trip to LA. A couple of ear piercings that and I used to have my nipples pierced, but no longer.
Now, is there a reason like with that, like for your nipples, like was it just the kind of thing you just got tired of them, or did you have to take them out for a reason? And I mean, when you take them out, do those holes heal up? Like
yeah. Well, yeah. I got it because I was hoping it would make my nipples like harder all the time. I don't know. And then when I did it, the first one, to me, it was worse than childbirth. It was extremely painful. It's so much to the point where I didn't want to do the second one. And then the second one, you're like, okay, I got this. But it actually even hurt worse. And then like a week later, one of them fell out, and then I had to go back and get it re-pierced. So I just thought, you know what, when I'm done, I'm done. So I think I had like another boob job or something. And so I took them out and I was like, okay, I'm done.
I've seen the thing where they'll get pierced, right? And the guy makes sure he gets them nice and straight. But then once the nipples get hard, it's like like they start turning in separate directions. Like that's
I didn't have that.
Oh my god!
No, it didn't happen to you.
Like did
no, I didn't.
I've done my own independent research.
Yeah, there's pictures out there on the internet somewhere, but yeah, they were perfectly straight.
Oh, good, nice.
Independently rotating nipples.
Yeah, they were just like they were like dials. You had to.
Is it the nipple that's doing it, or is it actually the boob changing? I don't know.
Hey, I don't know. You're the expert. I'm just an amateur.
Like, I was piercing my own nipples, and then all of a sudden, my boob just started.
Yeah, I'm a nipple stan.
Now
I have nipples that are smaller than a dime. Like my pinky can cover my nipple and areola. I never knew anything was weird about them until like I was like 8 and had my shirt off around my sister and her friends, and they were like, "What the fuck's wrong with your nipples?"
So you have toddler nipples.
I don't have enough nipple to pierce. There's no way that, like, I'd be afraid they would put it in and it would just pop out the front.
It's not as bad as when I got a lip pierced. I was eating Chinese food and almost swallowed it.
Oh,
like right here.
Now, when they did the piercing, did they use like that long, like I guess it's like a tongue looking thing that has like the hole in it, and then they like,
yeah. Did you go to Claire's?
Right in the mall. She just goes in the mall, just pops her tit out. There we go.
Yeah, there's kids buying scrunchies, and you're like, I put a hole in this.
Yes, that's it.
Now did that little metal like device make that worse? Like is there a lot of pressure that's on that thing when they're holding your nipple in place to get ready to drive the needle through?
I got to be really honest. I didn't watch.
Like it kind of makes me wonder now, like for guys like with their dicks pierced, like do they take the tongue and like hold the entire dick with the tongue now? Like and then just like
the show, you should get your nipples pierced and tell us how it feels.
Not gonna happen.
Have you ladies ever done a scene with a Prince Albert?
Oh yeah.
No, Prince Albert.
So.
Like. I see. Now I'm curious because I don't think I've ever seen any scenes with a Prince Albert. Like,
look, if you know a guy that has one, he cannot wait to whip it out and show it to you. I had a buddy that would just go to airports just to go through security, so you whip his dick out just to show him, like, oh, this is what it is.
Oh my
god!
Well, it's funny because you go to the airport and of course you go through the metal detector and it's like boop, 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 and they're like, yeah. Well, I don't know. I have my belt off.
Yeah. Well, this was pre 9/11, so it wasn't necessary for him to whip his dick out in the air.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you got in your package there?
Sir,
That wand is making me hard. That wand is making my wand hard.
I wonder if you work TSA and your wand is getting a hit right at like the crotch. If you're like, oh God, here we go.
Another
Sir, what do you have down there? Well, I'm so glad you asked.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
you get that one weird creeper guy, like he goes over your breast and it's like boop 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 boop, and he's like, I'm gonna need to see what that is.
I'm gonna have to use.
He's just thinking to himself, it's like, today's the day. I see myself some titties.
Slowly put the gloves on.
Yeah, just slowly rolling the gloves down. All right, we're gonna have to find out what that is.
When I did a 2-week tour of the Middle East doing comedy for our troops, and I was high as shit in the first airport because it was like an 18-hour flight to France, and I had to take so we took edibles outside the airport, and I was just going through security when they let me through, and I was nervous as shit because the TSA kept eye fucking me, and it got me to the point like, do I have drugs in my bag? But so one of the TSA agents came over and goes, sir, I'm sorry. And there was a guy ahead of me in line, and they were ripping his luggage apart, right? And they were pulling out like cat treats, cat toys. Like, I don't know how many cats this guy thought he was going to meet on the flight, but he was ready. And they pull out this giant jar of peanut butter out of his bag, and they're like, sir, you cannot have this much peanut butter on the plane, right? So I'm waiting for them to finish up with him. The TSA agent comes over, he goes, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. He's gonna lube up his hand and start searching me. And he was like, sir, look, I'm sorry. If you just wait a minute, we'll get this guy out of here. We'll just look through your stuff and get you on your way. And I was like, what's the weirdest thing? I was like, have you ever found a dildo in someone's bag? And he was like, yeah, you would think this was a dildo factory where it's just removing dildos. And I was like, what's the weirdest thing you ever found in someone's bag? And he said there was a Korean gentleman who put his bag on the tray or thing. It goes through, and the x-ray showed what looked like the lower half of a woman from belly button to mid thigh suitcase. And they were like, oh my God, we have to see what this is. So they flag it, and they're like, and the guy had a translator on his phone where you could speak any language into it and it would translate it to Korean for it. And they're like, sir, they unzip it, and it's a latex, it's a sex doll. But so they asked the guy, like, sir, what is this? And the phone translated, and his phone was the volume was all the way up, and it was like, E.G. Moya. And he was like, oh, okay. And he said, E.G. ne saksutoya. And the phone translated, this is my sex toy. I have sexual intercourse with it. And then the guy said the worst part was I had to put on a glove and check it to make sure he wasn't smuggling anything. And I was like, do you find anything? And he said, yeah. I had to tell the guy, I was like, sir, you could not have this much peanut butter on the plane.
If only they would have had that peanut butter on 9/11.
Wow.
Next time I go on a plane, I can't take my sex doll.
And
I'm gonna fly now.
we have a few questions in the stream, and someone said question for
that's gotta be illegal, right? This big.
Question for Reagan and Leana. Do you both have favorite Halloween movies? By the way, happy Halloween month. So Reagan, what do you think? What are your favorite Halloween movies?
Well, I love Halloween. Honestly, I don't watch horror movies anymore, only because they're so like demonic. I don't like that. They scare me too much. I like the old school ones back from the 80s and type thing. My favorite, I don't know if I have a favorite. I don't think I have a favorite one. I'm just so happy that I got to be in one actually this year. I got to be in 3 this year. So I'm so happy to be in. So I'm just super excited about that. But I do love Halloween. Just not really about the shows.
And Leana, what about you?
Okay, one of my favorites is Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Okay.
And that one is about evil gremlin tooth fairies that live in like a secret coal furnace inside of a mansion that a family bought that terrorize the little girl that lives there. And they basically try to rip out all her teeth. And it's really scary. At least it was when I watched it when I was younger. Now I'm just like, fuck yeah, I enjoy it. The Conjuring's another favorite. The series wrapped around The Conjuring is amazing. I love horror movies and I watch them all the time.
Did you see the new Hellraiser on Hulu?
No, okay, I haven't seen the new Hellraiser yet. Oh, have you seen the Ju-on Netflix series?
The what?
Ju-on. It's like The Grudge.
Okay.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. Is that good?
That one's absolutely purely terrifying. It is definitely one of the scariest ones that I've seen, and I really recommend it.
All right, put it on my list.
And, whatever you do, just don't go see Halloween Ends, because that was the biggest pile of shit I think I've ever seen in my entire existence. I was like, yeah, this is like a black eye to the horror industry. Like, what is this? And there was another question in here. Where is it? Let's see. It said it's for Leanna. Were the guys in the mask in The Summoning Part 1 loosely based on the scene in Eyes Wide Shut?
Yes, it absolutely was. I did not know that they were going to do that during that scene.
Really?
Because we had read everything in the script, and then usually it just goes and sex scene, and so then we figure out the positions and stuff. But while we had the cast there, they were like, "Hey, do you guys mind if you all just slowly crowd around with candles watching her fuck?" And they're like, "Yes, let's do it." And so absolutely they were inspired off of Eyes Wide Shut for that part. Very culty in that regard.
Nice. And what we're going to do real quick is we're going to show you guys trailers real quick right here on YouTube Live. We're going to show you trailers and one quick ad, and we're going to take a quick 3-minute break, and we'll be right back here live on YouTube Live with Reagan and Leanna, and we will be playing some games when we come back. So we're going to do our Ode to Humanity segment. So we're going to go ahead, run their trailers, and we'll be right back here right on the Happy Hour podcast.
Hey, it's me, Natasha Nice, and you guys are watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Approximately 27 members of the Hell's Gate cult have been arrested for arson. Authorities suspect that this group of religious extremists are responsible for the large string of residential fires that have been plaguing Miami-Dade County. The Hell's Gate followers aim to achieve the next level of human evolution by summoning demons through their depraved sexual rituals. These demons then take possession of their bodies, opening a direct gate to hell.
A new family moved in next door. We were just coming to introduce ourselves. Joshi, baby, what's wrong?
The neighbors. He was dragging a body across the yard.
Cleanup's a bitch and your stepmom's a vampire.
You've got to stop with the horror movies.
I do watch a lot of horror movies.
You guys are vampires, aren't you?
Vampires? In California?
What the fuck?
The California sun is not the best. But the desert nights, they're glorious.
What the fuck?
Van Helsing broke into my house.
I was finally able to find Reagan's lair. So now, I'm gonna slay her.
Sadly for him, he's about to become my new sex slave.
In a world full of hunger and thirst, one restaurant will attempt to satisfy these cravings forever. Meet our hero, the cheeseburger, and his salty partner, crab dip tater tots. Together, with local craft beer, they take the fight to hunger. With a special appearance by Cupcake Milkshake, they... Vagabond Sandwich Company. Better making food than making commercials.
You are friggin' listening to the Happy Hour podcast. I'm Jake the Snake Roberts, giving you that information.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, there you go. And it shows that apparently Van Helsing shows up. So Van Helsing is going to show up and like, I guess try the he's
going to stake them to death. What he's going to do.
So what's the deal with Van Helsing? So Van Helsing shows up in the next episode.
Right. Tries to kill me. And it doesn't last very long. The whole entry scene of him coming in, sneaking in the house is very, very cute. And comes in and then as soon as he comes over, I get him and make him have sex with me. And then he's in the third one as well as my sex slave with my brides.
And somebody in the thread said, LOL, I can't help but to keep looking at Reagan's cats and dogs in the background. So cute.
Right. And I had to get up here just for a second because something doesn't smell quite right. So I was getting up.
You're like, oh my God, not the bed. Please, not the bed. Jesus. And what we're going to get into our game segment called Ode to Humanity. So what we're going to do is we are going to start off with Incoherent. So have either one of the two of you ladies ever played Incoherent?
I have not.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to show a series of cards on the screen, and they're going to be in drunken lingo, and you two can work together and try to figure out what those cards say. So this is going to be the first one right here. Let me just get this over here. Boom. And what do you think that card says?
Oh, that's easy. You guys got that, ladies.
Yeah. BDSM.
Yes, BDSM. So very easy. Hint is pain, or an acronym for painful pleasure. So that's
oh, yeah.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get another one up here for you. And Reagan, you said that you had just actually bought this game. So they do like 3 categories. They do like pop culture, they do regular everyday stuff, and they do the adult version. So we always do the adult version whenever we have the adult film stars on. So this gets you a little familiar with the game before you play it.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. My daughter did. So thank you for letting me know there's an adult version.
All right, so this is the next one. What do you think that is?
Oh. A Caravan Soft. Oh gosh, Reagan, I don't think I know what this one is.
One of the tricks to do this is say it, in a British accent. Take your pants off.
Oh, take your pants off.
Yes, yes, take your pants off, and hence or no jeans, and the first step in successful intercourse.
Oh no,
Socrates. I know you just came back in, but we do not want you to take your pants off. I don't need you to come in here and start throwing your warhammer around. That's like, we don't need that.
Well, I'm on a new medication.
All right,
so I kind of have
so there's that one. So
it's a Limp Bizkit.
All right, so here we go. So this is the final one. So what do you guys think that says?
Suck eggs.
they're both like, eggs. What is this?
Oh, the hint should give that away easy.
Yeah. All right. One of the hints is an intimate phone call.
An intimate.
How old is this game?
Eggs lion.
What?
Lion. Saw eggs lion. I don't know.
Sex lion.
You used to be able to call it and they would charge you a certain amount of time, and pretty much a woman on the other end would talk seductively to you. And
sex lines. Oh,
well,
sex phone lines.
You're close. Sex. I'll give it to you. Sex hotline. It is a sex.
Oh, sex hotline.
Hi, I'm lonely and covered in butter. Call me now.
I still see commercials for them. Like they're still around in 2022.
That one's so hard.
I've seen a cold one recently.
Like I'm just saying with the internet now, like the way it is.
Yeah, you go to a sex chat room or like a premium Snapchat or something.
Right. Yeah.
They're only like $5.99.
Also, what we're gonna do is we do a segment called "What the fuck is that food?" with Ray C Hawkings. Pretty much, it's a friend that we have that's paraplegic, and he makes all kinds of different
cooking with cripples.
AKA cooking with cripples. He makes all kinds of foods in an air fryer, and we never know what the fuck it is. And I started doing it as a segment on the show, and we're gonna try to guess what it is. And then both of you ladies are going to name that dish. So what do you think this could be? This actually isn't that bad of one. Normally, some of the stuff is
I would
almost
actually
unknown.
eat that. But...
So normally it's stuff I'm like, what the fuck is this? But like,
is he quadriplegic or paraplegic?
He has like some sort of weird degenerative disease.
He can move
he can move his arms a little bit, but that's pretty much it. Like he can't go to the bathroom on his own or anything like that.
So come it.
Yeah, I was like, it looks like it's a hot pocket
breaded sausage roll.
Yeah.
You know what? It could be because that might be gravy right there instead of man gravy. That's probably just regular gravy.
Is it fried pickles?
Huh?
With ranch dressing?
That could be.
It actually doesn't look that bad. Like
I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like it's something like it
have
looks.
You ever air fried a Twinkie?
No, I have not.
Oh
but I have
you think
heard.
that's what it looks like?
I have heard wonderful things about air frying a Twinkie. So if you guys could name that dish based off of whatever you think it may be, what would you name that dish?
I got one. Fried bangers and load.
Fried bangers and load. What about you, Leanna? What would you, looking at that photo, what would come off of your head? You would think that would come
off. Huh?
Sticks on bricks. I don't know.
Reagan, what about you?
My God. I don't holes and sauce.
Mine would be jizz pockets.
Oh my God. I like that. You're just clever.
He rolls with crippled crab cum.
He rolls with crippled crab cum.
So what is it?
Honestly, you know what?
We don't have an answer.
No?
Never tells
anybody.
He posts them on Facebook, but he never tells anybody what they are.
I'm gonna give this.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
he literally posts them on Facebook, but he never says what they are.
I'm walking his house right now just to eat that.
So
that game needs some work. You need to get answers.
Walk all the way there.
Yeah.
There has to
We
be a
have
right
to
answer.
know. We can't. There's no resolution until we know
to
what it
bring
is.
him on so he could say it himself, but then he had a hard time getting connected and all that. So I was like, all right, well, if you want me to keep doing it, I can, but you need to be able to get connected. I think
just have him type it. Have him when he posts the picture on Facebook. Like, here's what it is.
Something like a Stephen Hawking machine where he can actually.
And then we end the segment with Cards Against Humanity. Have either one of you played Cards Against Humanity? All right, so we do it a little bit differently on the show because we can't have cards in front of you.
Against humanity.
So what we do is we do Cards Against Humanity roulette. So we're going to read off the face card, and then you're going to pick a lucky number between 1 and 6 to answer that card. And if you don't like the answer, you get one rebuttal.
Well, the first one's got 2. So.
The first one has 2 answers, so both of you get to choose one. And there's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the first one is, that's right, I killed blank. How you ask? Blank. So Reagan, we'll let you pick the first number. What number do you think?
Let's do 1 and 4.
1 and 4. All right. So 1 and then 4.
Stop.
All right. Now, Leanna, what do you think? So 1 and 4 are out.
2 and 6.
2 and 6. All right. So 2 and then 6. Yep.
I got it.
So
I can count.
So Reagan's are, that's right, I killed the incredible Gary. He'll suck your nipples. How you asked? All manner of horrors. So that is hers. And then Leanna's is, that's right, I killed the pelican that will one day eat Scarlett Johansson's baby.
What the fuck?
How you ask? The mere concept of Applebee's. So are you
Yeah,
guys?
you know, it doesn't need to eat babies anymore if it has Applebee's.
So are you guys satisfied with that, or do either one of you want to change one of your answers? If not both.
I think mine fits. You know, I think my pelican would die of diabetes.
What about you, Reagan? Are you satisfied with yours, or do you want to change one?
I want to change the second answer.
The second? All right.
I'll take
So
number
one through four.
Four.
Four. All right. So that's right. I killed Gary. How, you ask? Elderly Japanese men. So that's right. I killed the incredible Gary. He'll suck your nipples. How, you ask? Elderly Japanese men. So that's the first round. Now, the second round is just a one answer one. So you each will choose one. So let me see this one right here, Matt.
Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
It is young lady, you better knock it off with blank or you're grounded. So 1 through 6. Reagan, what do you think?
5.
5. All right. So there's 5. And what about you, Leanna?
4.
4. All right. So 4. So young lady, you better knock it off with some light choking or you're grounded.
Yeah, you got to really choke that.
Young,
really put them just enough to where they start to lose consciousness.
Young lady, you better knock it off with insatiable bloodlust or you're grounded. Are both of you?
You know what, that fits.
Are both of you satisfied with those, or do you want to choose another?
I'm satisfied with mine. I feel like I have insatiable bloodlust.
Now, where you guys both are from, do you guys have any kind of, like, let's say, ghosty stories or urban legends? Like, is there anything that like people talk about all the time? Like where you guys are, like, Reagan, do you have like anything that's like well known, like a Mothman or like the Jersey Devil or like anything
cryptid?
Like that? Yeah.
No, but I did wake up once and I could have sworn that 2 like shadowy spirits were looking over me.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It was
sleep paralysis.
No, I was about 7 or 8 when that happened. I remember this.
So you were younger then. Oh man. So that, and that's crazy because when you're younger, when you're a kid, it's more of the kind of thing of you're more. I heard that people are more susceptible to seeing paranormal when you're younger, like because they say that you're a little bit closer to death when you're that young than what you are when you're older. So yeah, that's I don't know what I would do if I woke up and saw 2 shadow figures. Just kind of I don't know, like,
like, you know, and I was raised very strict, so I wasn't allowed to see stuff like that.
So like what that's insane. Like, and I mean, with that, like, was it one of those kinds of things where like, and of course you're young, so did you like at that point stay in bed like what the fuck, or did you like hop out of bed and like go get mom and dad like, yeah, fuck that, there's something hovering around my bed, I'm out, peace?
No, because I didn't want to take the chance of running and getting I'm scared to death. I remember
the covers over your head because everyone knows monsters can't get through covers.
Exactly. No, but then I would keep like looking and I never saw it again. But yeah, I remember that.
What state did you grow up in? I'll Google what the cryptid is.
I grew up in Kentucky.
Okay.
Oh, all right, Kentucky cryptid. So let's see the Of course, we actually have a handful here in Maryland. It's crazy. Like one of ours is what that I'm going to talk about shortly is the Goat Man. We've always had the legend of the Goat Man here, which it's funny because it's like with the Goat Man, it's like, so he's half man, half goat. So when you get down to his junk, does he have goat junk or does he have man junk? Like that, what's going on with that downstairs mix up that's like happening down there?
Like American Horror Story, like those that series that they did with the Goat Man.
Yeah.
Maybe it has both parts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kentucky has giraffe possums, lizards, and Mothman. There's been Bigfoot sightings.
What is the giraffe? What did you say? Giraffe
possums. I'm looking for it. Hold on.
Possums.
There's Bearzilla, giant bear.
Is there a photo of the giraffe possum?
I knew. Okay, so the Kelly Green Man, also called the Hopkinsville Goblins. It's an incident that happened back in 19 1955 in Christian County. When I was a kid, I was very into cryptids, and I would read all these books about stuff. And there was, in 2 separate books, I read incidences of the Hopkinsville goblins, where people saw these UFOs over this field, and then their houses were beset upon, like they were attacked by these little goblin things. 2 different stories, 2 different families. But yeah, Hopkinsville guy. When you said Kentucky, I was like, where's that? But oh yeah, and they look like grays, but with big ears and the eyes more on the side of the face.
Wow. That sounds absolutely.
I'm more interested in those giraffe possums.
Yeah. What
hey, you know, I want to change.
Wait, hold on. Are you guys interested in the Kentucky meat shower? The name of my next film. March of 1876, meat rained down from the sky.
Wait, what? I thought a Kentucky meat shower was going to get gang banged by your brothers.
Let's see, the beast between there. Okay, giraffe possums. You've likely seen a giraffe and have probably seen a possum. So what if those 2 things were combined? That's right, giraffe possums. According to Coffee, some guy named Coffee, this cryptid is said to be a cross between a short-necked giraffe and a possum. What a short-necked giraffe is just a horse.
What is a short-necked giraffe?
Witnesses describe it having a canine type head with an extra elongated snout encasing its buck teeth and long ears.
That sounds like a donkey.
Yeah, it's just a donkey.
It's a donkey.
Driver reported seeing possibly 3 creatures standing in a field about 100 yards away from Highway 60 between Westchester and Lexington. They described them as being the size of a large dog with gray, short, bristly hair, a long snout, and long fangs. You guys got a bunch. You got the Harrington Lake Monster, the Milton Lizard.
But you call it a giraffe possum.
Leanna, what about you? Do you have any kind of like urban legend-y type things over where you're at?
Ooh, so I have 2 stories. One is one that I experienced, and another one is one that wasn't a local one, but a story that my mom told me that didn't turn out to be cryptid. Well, it was really funny. So you guys could pick. Which one do you want to hear?
I feel like the one that wasn't real that your mom was just making up, because that sounds like an adventure.
Okay.
Well, no, your mother told you.
She didn't make it up. It's based off of the chupacabra, basically. And what happened was, so I'm Puerto Rican, and at one point my family lived in Puerto Rico. This was many years ago, and the mayor in San Juan was very drunk one night, and he gathered all of the men in San Juan and said, tonight we are going to hunt the chupacabra. And he took all the men, and they go out into the forest, and they come out with their guns, and they're super, super drunk, and they just start shooting at everything. They're just, oh my gosh, I think I see it. I hear it. They're just shooting at noises in the night. It's all monkeys.
They what?
It's all monkeys. They were just so drunk. They thought they saw the chupacabra.
He's just out there just firing. And someone goes out drunk. I swear to God, I hear women, and they're just jerking off in the air. Just, fucking great.
It was absolutely awful.
Have you ever seen, speaking of chupacabras, have you ever seen the animated show Mike Tyson Mysteries?
No.
What?
Okay, so
wait a minute.
You've never seen Mike Tyson Mysteries?
Is it narrated by Mike Tyson?
No, Mike. It's like a Scooby-Doo type show where it's filmed the same. It's like animated the same way, and it's Mike Tyson. He has an adopted Asian daughter. Who just died? Who was that? Who was that? Norm Macdonald plays a pigeon. This woman this gypsy woman put a curse on him and turned him into a pigeon. And then the ghost of there's a ghost that is with him, and they solve mysteries. Pigeons will come with a mystery, and they'll be like, "All right, team, let's go." And it's Mike Tyson voices it. Well, they do. Yes. There's like 3 seasons of it on Adult Swim, but one of the episodes they go to fight the chupacabra, and Mike Tyson couldn't pronounce nor remember what how to say chupacabra. And so every time he says it in the show, they just kept it in. He'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go fight that Chapachipu and like run. He says it like 5 or 6 different times. Every time it's different, and they just were like, "Great job, Mike! Nailed it."
Look at see this. There he is.
Oh my God.
Chupacabras in Brooklyn.
All right, we're starting to get along to the 1 hour mark, and we do have another question in the thread, and that's from Duke, and it's a question for Reagan. Has Reagan ever had a shower boning with a male co-star after shooting a scene? Can she share how it happened, if so?
Yeah, I have. How did it start? It just usually starts by you cleaning up afterwards. They always offer you the shower to clean up and so forth. And I think we probably both got in a shower at the same time, and it happened. A little bit of off action. It doesn't happen now as it used to happen back in the day. It used to happen way more. But yeah, that's happened.
I feel like it's kind of a given. Like if you're showering together. Like
I have a question. Has anyone ever went home without a shower?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, because sometimes they don't.
Yes, if you're in a hurry, but
if you're in a hurry, right? Or if you're a hotel, if you're going right home or something, right? Yeah, but everyone has their kind of regimen of how to take care of yourself so you stay healthy and not.
Right, so I just like let everybody cheese on me, and I just let it all soak in, and I just air myself out on the beltway.
Well, okay, so for just 100% honesty, and then Leanna definitely should talk. But like I've like had been rushing to catch a flight, and I'm just oh my gosh, I gotta go, and I just clean up and I go.
You just had jizz in your hair, you just brushed it.
I've done that. Yeah, I have done that.
Gotta go.
What do you say?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And Leanna, have you ever like experienced anything like that? What about you?
I was going to say, sometimes they're wrapping up on set very quickly and they have to be off the property within a certain amount of time based on like a lot of sets they rent like per hour. So if they don't want to get charged for another whole hour, you have to get off set like pretty soon. And so sometimes you can't always take a shower, but it's always really awkward stepping into the back of an Uber or something smelling like cum. You're just like, oh God, I really hope they don't notice.
Right. Yeah. Could you imagine going to the airport after like you had like a bang like cream pie scene? You're just like all the way through, just like, I'm sorry. I can't
sit down next to someone and they're like,
is that Korean guy behind you with a sex doll on his back?
Did someone bang an orangutan on this plane?
Her eyes are all red. I think she's got pink eye. It's all
Her hair looks like she put like a lot of fucking hairspray in it.
Oh, like I see. It's funny because I thought like, me doing pro wrestling, like independent pro wrestling, like a lot of times those venues that you wrestle in, they don't have showers.
Right,
so you go, yeah, they never have showers.
Except for the Aubrey and Martinsburg, the only place we work in.
And so you wrestle and you get all sweaty and then you just pack your shit, like your grimy ass. A wrestler's wrestling bag is literally the smelliest thing you will ever see in your life, because you got to realize they have spandex tights. Like a lot of that kind of material just can't be washed in a washer. So you unzip that bag and then that like stench out of like 20 wrestlers wrestling bags. Just oh my God. Like one of our fellow wrestlers used to go get sandwiches at Sheets, and he would have a hardcore death match and he would bleed and he would have dried up blood on his face.
That was me and blood.
Yeah, and they would look at them while they're ordering sandwiches like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, what happened to you before you came in here?
After the HBO show, I had to put my baseball hat on, and the girl at the counter just staring at me. I'm like, oh, she must be checking me out. And she's like, oh no, she's looking at my gig marks.
And then of course we're gonna let you ladies get ready to get out of here. And Reagan, where can everybody find your content? And I saw online, didn't you just release a VR scene? I believe also like an 8K VR scene, which I am going to pull up in my Oculus tonight. The first chance I get. So yeah, like,
well, I'm in the bathroom.
Fantastic. Yeah, actually, I just completed 17 scenes right before I broke my ankle. I was I've got all these new scenes starting to come out, so we'll be able to find them. I'm on Twitter, the Reagan Foxx. I'm shadow banned, so make sure you're following the right one so someone doesn't try to scam you. There's about 400,000 followers, so you'll find them on that one. And then I think that Instagram's the same way. They just got rid of me, so I have a new one called the Reagan.
Really? Holy shit! It sucks the way that they treat adult performers on Instagram, Twitter, and we have very like adult oriented content, so I'm surprised they haven't fucked with us yet, but I know that it's coming, so it's like whatever, I don't give a shit. You guys are people too, fuck them. I don't care.
You can go to Rumble.
And Leana, what about you? Where can they find you, and what all do you have coming up?
You can find me as Leana Lovings. It's capital L's, and so that's LEANA LOVINGS. And please also definitely make sure not to get scammed by all the fake accounts. I have a bunch of stuff coming up though. The last 2 scenes for my Team Skeet feature as All-Star of the Month are coming out this October. I have a bunch of things, and I think it was just announced, my facialized scene just was teased on my Twitter, so I did my very first 7-person blow bang.
Is that I think I saw a picture of that on your Twitter.
Is that what you were joking about with pink eye?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, this poor woman's buried in cocks.
You're like, I'm sure she got an injury from that one.
Yeah.
Just make sure you don't go right to the airport.
I wish they would allow adult memes, because I would put that one like Mondays.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, the one where they take scenes from pornos and then put just like really shitty Monday.
Yeah. Or they read it's 2 guys jerking each other off, and they put weapon, and instead of nunchucks, and they put nunchucks and swords in their hands, and it's 2 guys fighting.
Yes.
And what we're going to go ahead, let Reagan get out of here. We're going to let Leana get out of here. We might hang out for a little bit longer here on YouTube Live. And Reagan, we already got a plug from you earlier. Leana, would you be able to hang out for 1 second and do a plug for us? And then
yes, of course.
go ahead and roll out here. And Reagan, thank you very, very much for being on our show. As I said, it kind of goes all over the place. We like to just sit down and just talk. Yeah.
It was a great time.
Yeah. No one ever knows what they're getting themselves into. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Happy Hour podcast. We'll definitely be in touch, and we'll send you out a shirt. So
all right. Be good, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
Reagan.
Leana, what we're going to do real quick is I'm just going to pin you. And since we're going to hang out for a little while longer, you can feel free to hang out if you want to for a little bit longer. It's up to you. But real quick, I'm just going to pin you. And if you can just say, hey, this is Leana Lovings, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast, whenever you're ready, that'll be great.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready.
Whenever you're ready.
Whenever you go.
Hi, I'm Leana Lovings, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Thank you very much. And we normally use those, like you saw, when we go into our breaks and all that fun stuff. So we use those for that, plus social media. Tommy, are you good to hang out for a little bit, or you?
Yeah, sure. This is just my 3rd Zoom thing today.
Tommy's like, I just want to put a shotgun in my mouth and just explode my brains. Like, no, I mean, dude, if you got to go, that's cool. We're probably just gonna hang out for a little bit. I wanted to get a little bit into the Goat Man, because we brought up the Goat Man and we got their urban legends. So the Goat Man, for anybody that is not familiar with the Goat Man, so the Goat Man, this right here says the Goat Man, his story or at least still haunts Prince George's County. And the Goat Man says there are many variations on the story of the Prince George's County Goat Man, that it is nearly impossible to keep them straight. For some, he is but a lonely, angry goat herder who went berserk after finding his beloved goats dead due to teen tampering. I've never heard that version of the story.
No, that's not a fun version.
Yeah, like, I mean, at that point, like, how are you, like, so the Goat Man, so pretty much like you're considered the Goat Man, like you're mad because you are a man that had goats. It says to others, he is in the same family as Bigfoot, a mythical beast that roams the earth. And perhaps the most bizarre tale of them all, the Goat Man is a result of a ghastly experiment at the Bellsville Research Agricultural
That's
Center.
what I heard. That's the one I heard. Yeah.
The USDA facility has actually been forced to deny that one.
What if they actually catch him, right? And he was like, you build one bridge. They don't call you the bridge man. You learn to fly a plane. They don't call you the plane man, but you fuck one goat.
You fuck one goat. And it says,
you know what? Sorry, I just thought of, so Vice did a documentary on certain sexual practices within Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a rumored sexual practice where guys would fuck a donkey in order to, like, before they had their very first sex, in order to make it seem like they had sexual experience when it was their first time to have sex with a girl.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay.
So that's what that made me think of. It made me think of the donkey fuckers.
It's a rite of passage. How dare you?
He's fucking, what is it? Those giraffe fucking
giraffe possums.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question. What if they like the donkey better than the girl, or do they just
at that point, like, do they lust for the donkey at that point? Like, they have sex with
in the documentary.
I'd like you to
in
meet
the documentary, they had like a guy that was like, yes, this is my donkey, and he's like petting its ass as he's talking to them.
And the donkey's like, are you telling people? Why are you telling people? God, what if my mother sees this?
Yeah, the donkey's like, you do know that I'm not a donkey, right?
Yeah. You know, we're just two dudes in a Halloween costume, right?
No, actually, I'm a long neck giraffe. Check this out.
And what's funny with that is it says that the goat man terrorizes lovers. So it says chases teens and decapitates dogs, which is probably the saddest part about this. He yells, squeals, and yes, makes goat noises. He's made reported appearances all across the region and has inspired fear and fascination for decades. But according to historian author Mark Ozapernek, the foremost expert on Maryland legend, there is a canonical Goatman origin story, and it begins on Fletchertown Road in Bowie. The media first mentioned the Goatman on October 27th, around Halloween. So I'm feeling someone created this story in 1971 in the Bowie-based Prince George's County News. In the article, they took a deep dive into the University of Maryland Folklore Archives, and they mentioned that the Goatman, along with the ghosts and something called the Bowman, also hunt. So the Bowman, it says BOA. So is that like a man that walks around? Well, no, I feel like it's a man that walks around with a bow and no arrows. Like he just like waves at us. He's like, ah!
That's not how you spell that. That's not. It's like that's
Boa
like boa.
is
Like
probably
boa.
it's a snake man.
Yeah.
Oh
Boa
shit!
constrictor.
Hey, I have a Dundalk education. All right, you leave me alone.
Oh, we got one and boa arrows.
Right. I was like, dude, I'm fucking stoned and I know what that says.
All right, fine. He's a man that carries a bow that fires boa constrictors out of his fucking bow.
Wow.
Right?
Oh, he shoots
There's
snakes.
That's fucking cool. All right. That would be pretty fucking cool.
Now, Leanna, if you're sitting there and you're on a date with someone, and next thing you know,
Not
this
your brother.
goat man just comes out of nowhere and just starts shaking the car. Like, what's your immediate reaction? Is it flight or fuck? Like, what's happening in that? Like,
flight or fuck. I like that. I'm gonna use that.
Those are your only two options.
Yeah.
Flight or fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and I don't really feel like either option is reasonable. I'd probably be like, what the fuck? I'm busy here. Because let's be honest. I mean, I probably wouldn't fuck a goat man, but I would absolutely have sex with a sex demon. So, there's got to be some kind of leverability. I mean, Baphomet is kind of goat-like, So if there's some kind of in between there, I might, but in this case, no. No fuck.
Goatman is off the table.
What if the demon disguised
Off the table.
Yeah,
I
you
really
roll down
think
your
this
window
has
and you
to
go,
have been
"Are you a
someone's
demon?"
villain
And he's like,
origin.
"Nah," and you're like, "Pass."
Nah.
Not happening.
No.
Oh, I'm a short neck giraffe.
You're just sitting there, you're getting ready to go down on a guy, you just say,
Yeah. It's like that joke. What's the worst thing the goat man can say when you're sucking his dick? I'm not the goat man.
Goat Man's just getting it and just fucking jerking off outside the fucking car.
Goat Man's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he terrorizes lovers. Like that was his thing with fucking with people while they were in cars. Like that's the way it was back in the 70s. Like you pull up in like a dirt. Yeah. I mean, there were one or two reasons why you're pulling up on an abandoned dirt road. You're either having sex or you're killing somebody.
Yeah, you're burying something.
Right.
Yeah. Something's getting buried one way or the other.
What if you really got to jerk off? You don't want to do it while you're driving.
Why not?
I feel like this was just some really cranky old man that was like,
yeah,
I'm going to scare the fuck out of these kids.
Oh, yeah. Him yelling, he just sounds like a goat. Like his yells just, it just
it's a total Scooby-Doo ending. They're like, let's see who this goat man really is. And they pull it off. Old man Withers. And he's like, I'm tired of you kids fucking on my road.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's Old Man Withers.
Jimmy Changa.
That needs to be a Mike Tyson pigeon adventure.
Cold Stone. Cold Stone.
Oh my God. Anyways, all right, we're gonna let you guys get ready to get out of here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Goat Man. Yeah. And Leanna, thank you so much for being on the show. I don't know if you're going to be at DC Exotica, but we have press passes, so we're going to be on hand. We're going to be hanging out. If you're there, we'll try to say hey while we're up there. But yeah, thank you so much for being on our very fucked up, wacky podcast.
Thank you so much for the interesting conversation.
Anytime you want to come on, let us know. We'll be more than willing to have you on. And for everybody in the YouTube chat, thank you for tuning in. For those of you who are new to the show, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you guys will actually be back tomorrow. Hopefully you tune in tomorrow. Our regularly scheduled weekly episode is tomorrow with Jess Boots. She's a nude model and she claims to be a beer pong champion, which I'm going to debate highly because I have one of the longest beer pong streaks of all time at the parties that we had for about 2 years. So that's going to be tomorrow.
Against pros though.
What'd you say, Tommy?
You weren't playing against pros. You may be amateur, but she's at the pro level. She's like, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah. I'm not even playing. I'm just smashing the beers on the table. The worst thing was when they would bounce the balls and I would go to smack the ball and I was too drunk and I would smack the cups off of the table like 5 cups. Yeah, you were there a couple of times, but no, that's going to be tomorrow night right here on YouTube Live, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern start time. A little bit different of a start time than what we're used to, and that's going to be right here on YouTube Live. So what we're going to end our live broadcast right here on YouTube Live. Leanna, once again, thank you very much for being on our crazy train wreck of a podcast. And Tommy, as always, man, it's a fucking pleasure. We love you. We love Eric. We love everybody associated with, Laugh Finder.
It was nice to meet you, bud. Okay. Guess I'll have to jerk off with no connection to her now.
she's like, they asked me if I wanted to fuck the Goat Man. I'm out.
Yeah. I can't answer that one.
I'm going to use that more often, flight or fuck. But all right, man, we'll see you around. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the Happy Hour podcast. For Socrates, who's talking to somebody on the phone right now, Matt and myself. Yeah, he's pulling up Reagan's fucking AK thing on my Oculus right now. So, but anyways, this has been the Happy Hour podcast. We will see you guys later. All right, so there it goes.